The Desolate Road. As the engine purred beneath the hood of my car, I ventured into the darkness of the night. The moon hung high, casting an eerie glow over the desolate road ahead. The air was thick with anticipation, a feeling of unease settling upon me. But little did I know that this innocent drive would soon become a nightmare that would forever haunt my restless nights. The road stretched out endlessly, surrounded by towering trees that whispered their secrets in the wind. The branches twisted and contorted as if trying to grasp at any glimmer of light. With each passing mile, my heart pounded against my chest, an unsettling feeling taking hold of me. As I navigated the treacherous bends, the headlights flickered momentarily, sending shadows dancing across the road. My grip on the steering wheel tightened, my knuckles turning pale. A sense of isolation consumed me, the feeling that I was the only living soul in this desolate landscape. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, standing in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes, my heart lurching in my throat. The figure was tall and gaunt, shrouded in tattered rags that fluttered in the wind. It turned slowly towards me, its eyes glowing a ghastly shade of crimson. Fear gripped me, but curiosity held me captive. Against my better judgment, I cautiously stepped out of the car, my legs trembling like leaves in the wind. The figure approached me, its footsteps echoing through the stillness of the night. Its face was obscured by the shadows, revealing only a skeletal grin. In a voice that sent shivers down my spine, it beckoned me to follow. A strange compulsion urged me forward as if I had no control over my own actions. I hesitated, torn between fleeing and succumbing to the lure of the unknown. Ultimately, curiosity prevailed, and I took my first hesitant step towards my doom. We ventured into the depths of the forest, the foliage growing thicker and denser with every passing moment. The sounds of nocturnal creatures filled the air, their eerie chorus heightening the sense of dread that clung to me. My eyes darted nervously, searching for any sign of escape, but the landscape seemed to twist and morph, trapping me within its nightmarish grasp. Finally, we arrived at an ancient, dilapidated house, its weathered facade standing as a testament to the horrors it had witnessed. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit hallway. The air inside was heavy, laden with the weight of countless forgotten secrets. As I stepped inside, a cold chill crawled up my spine. The house seemed alive, its walls pulsating with malevolence. Every creak, every whisper echoed through the empty halls, tormenting my frayed nerves. The figure led me further into the abyss, its presence suffocating. In a room shrouded in darkness, I found myself surrounded by a gruesome scene. The walls were adorned with grotesque paintings, capturing images of unimaginable horror. Each stroke of the brush seemed to immortalize the suffering and anguish of lost souls. I recoiled in terror, my mind desperately grasping at the fragments of reality that remained. And then, the figure spoke, its voice emerging from its skeletal frame like a haunting melody, piercing through the silence of the room. Its words carried an otherworldly resonance, resonating with ancient knowledge and unfathomable pain. Each syllable dripped with a sinister elegance, weaving a tapestry of forgotten nightmares and forbidden knowledge. As the figure whispered, its words slithered into the depths of my mind, unraveling the very fabric of my sanity. Images flashed before my eyes, grotesque visions that defied comprehension. I saw the faces of the tormented, twisted and contorted in unimaginable agony. I heard their anguished screams, blending with the chilling echoes that reverberated throughout the accursed house. The weight of the revelation crashed upon me, threatening to suffocate my every thought. I tried to scream, to release the terror that clenched my throat, but my voice emerged as nothing more than a feeble whimper, drowned out by the overwhelming noise of the damned. The room seemed to pulsate with their tormented cries, their presence growing stronger, imprisoning me within their maddening chorus. The figure's voice continued to weave its wicked spell, delving deeper into the recesses of my consciousness. It unearthed memories long forgotten, secrets that had been buried in the darkest recesses of my mind. The forbidden knowledge seeped into my very being, gnawing at my sanity like ravenous beasts. I could feel my grip on reality slipping, the boundaries between dream and waking nightmare blending into a maddening blur. Shadows danced and twisted, manifesting as grotesque specters in the corners of my vision. The walls of the room seemed to close in, pressing against me with malicious intent. In that moment, I realized the true extent of the figure's power. It was a conduit for the horrors that lurked beyond the veil of perception, an emissary of the ancient terrors that whispered in the darkest recesses of the human psyche. And now, I was ensnared in its malevolent grasp. condemned to bear witness to the nightmares it wove. Desperation clawed at my senses, but I was trapped, entangled in a web of psychological torment. My mind teetered on the precipice of insanity, my thoughts unraveling like frayed threads. The figure's voice echoed, its haunting melody etching itself deep into my soul, ensuring that even in my shattered state I would forever carry the weight of its whispers. In that room of unspeakable horror, I became a vessel for the forbidden knowledge, forever haunted by the echoes of the damned. In that moment, I realized the true nature of my predicament. I had stumbled upon a realm where nightmares became tangible, where the darkness fed upon the flickering embers of hope. I was but a pawn in a twisted game, trapped in a web of fear from which there was no escape.